Scoodly doo bop. Intro music. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my show. I'm wearing sunglasses. I thought that would make it professional, like other people do. Let me scoot my wicker chair over here. Oh wait, this is wrong. I'm gonna explain. My name's Taylor Morrison. Welcome to the show. The first one, I'm going to talk about my philosophy of critique. I do a critique page on Instagram, or like I critique people's art. These are really stupid. I critique people's art on Instagram, and I started like a year ago, or more than that now. And I made like videos in the beginning that explained it, and then I don't like repeating myself, so I like never really make them again. But yeah, art is so like everything that a person makes, I think, is definitely art. Anything like asphalt is art to me, in one sense. And then it's hard for me to not extrapolate to just everything is art. Like, cause even if it's not made, even if there isn't a being or a consciousness or an entity that made the universes or whatever, they're formed. Things have forms to us anyway, and that's art. So yeah, everything I see on my on my page, or like any kind of art I look at, anything I look at, if I'm told someone thinks it's art, I can look at it that way. But I don't think it relies on the person looking at it that way to be art. Like, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be that someone says this is art and that's what makes it art. It is, no matter what. Even before an artist says it's art, it is. An artist saying it's art can draw other people's attention to a thing as art, but that doesn't make it more or less art. I think more than the urinal, Duchamp's, like the hanging snow shovel, I don't know the name of it, but the hanging snow shovel kind of implanted that in my head. Like, sorry, there's a truck going by. This is why I'm not going to be very good at YouTube. I take long pauses when I actually talk about stuff to think, because I'm not really like smart off the cuff, and I don't want to like edit too much. I want to be good at this. What was I saying about Duchamp's snow shovel? Oh yeah, that it was art before Duchamp said it was art. And that's what he was saying. All he did was be an artist and pointed at it, and then other people looked at it, or could. You know, it's just sort of an opportunity to look at something that you don't look at as art. Anyway, so my philosophy is that everything made by humans is just priceless, because we don't know anywhere else where things are made like us. I mean, now we're in the age of disclosure, you know. It's getting harder and harder not to think that, like, at least we've been visited by other things that make things. We've been visited by the things they make, maybe, and not even them, who knows. But things made by consciousnesses are the most valuable things, I think, in the universe. And I think the universe thinks that too. Seems like it wanted that to happen, or else it wouldn't have, I guess. Like, we wouldn't be making asphalt if it was really against the universe's will. It just wouldn't have, we wouldn't have come about if it didn't want asphalt in some deep part of it. And so I look at everyone's art in that way, and then so from that basis that it's just priceless no matter what you show me, I look at it and I just then my surface level, or not even surface level, but like earth level, human level responses and sensory inputs, I try to listen to those and say them, because it's not a judgment-free zone here on earth. Humans were given judgment, in order to live, in order to keep being alive. So that'll happen, and humans making art, I think, should remember they're not in a judgment-free zone, really. And critique is just getting better at judging and making your point digestible. It's really debate. It's just debate with a work of art, almost. What it's doing, and sometimes you just give. I mean, it's different because sometimes you'll just give. You're like, there is no debate. I love this. It proved something wrong or right, immediately for me. So yeah, and I don't like being. I started out doing it to be like as sort of a poke at just art, just like all the bad art that's out there, and my sensory, my judgments, all those things, just kind of expressing them. And in the beginning, I think it is easier to express. Well, it's easy to go, yay! And it's easy to also go, fuck this. You know what I mean? Those are both really simple things to do. I think I just, I don't know what, but maybe New Yorker, maybe Irish, just tend to be like, fuck this. So that's where I went with stuff. But, I wouldn't have started making videos if I didn't care about art. And, really artists. I was doing it kind of for myself, you know what I mean? Really just like, I don't like this. Why is this, and like just a, jealous, whatever, way. But I don't know. I don't think it's uncommon to feel that way as an artist. And, but yeah, I've learned to channel that, but I think there's definitely a rawness that's been lost in the critique. Like, as I've gotten more technically better, maybe, it's just more interesting for me to explore getting better at critique, as opposed to just like figuring out how to new insults. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is the show. I hope to have guests on some point. Yeah, I'll try to get the images up. If the images are they'll be here. I only have one desk, so ideally, like, the camera would be farther away from me. I'd have a desk with like a mic on it, and then I could like do fun things with like stacking, like shuffling papers and stuff, and I'd have like a mug, and people would like sit in a comfy seat next to me. I might have a suit, like, I like this shirt. This is like one of my nicer shirts. This is really not a good pilot. Some artists that I like that are working right now. Well, I've made videos on them. Like contemporary art for me doesn't, like real, like the galleries scenes and like who's in and stuff. If you notice, it's all fucking people from the 70s. There's a couple, there's always some people that aren't, but a lot of it is that. And then, you know, I do want to do. I should make this video on this new guy. I think he does like tennis courts and stuff that I thought was interesting. I'll do it. How do I pause? Display capture. No.